Hi guys, this is Amin from VFXvision.com, and in this tutorial I am going to show you how to create a really simple CMake project and a really simple service operator node inside Houdini. Because as an artist, when you encounter this documentation, it is really difficult to understand. As an artist, you don't want to know at first what each line do inside your code. We only copy paste the requirement. In this tutorial, we use CMake. It is better than using HCustom. HCustom is easier, but we use CMake. From this tree, introduction to the HDK, then compiling with CMake, we have to copy this one into a text file. The first thing we have to do, we should create an empty folder. For example, my folder name is simple node and I created in my desktop. And we should create a text file. The name is CMake lists. The C and M should be capital, the L should be capital, and do not forget the last S for list. Okay, we open this file and we copy this one inside our text file. Let me make it better to see what is happening here. Then we should create two files. One can be a C file or CPP file, and another one should be header. If you work with C++, you know we need header in C++ because the header tells the compiler these are my classes, function, and the other things. We have to create two files, one CPP in my case. You can create a C one, but I prefer to create a C++ file. New text document, Control A, backspace, simple sop.cpp. Yes, and the other one, the name should be the same. Simple stop.h. Okay, we have these two in our folder, and we have to change these names to our files. Simple stop.cpp. It's our file is not C with CPP, and simple stop.h. Don't forget this one, and remember, when we compile our code, the name of the file, DLL file or dynamic library, created based on this line, and it should be exact the name as our file here. So I change it to simple stop. How CMake knows where our Houdini package is? We can introduce the path from here, environment variables and Houdini dir. Edit. The name of the variable is Houdini dir, and we have to browse the directory to our this path to our CMake folder of our Houdini. This is really important. If you don't do this, the CMake will give you an error. Another thing is we can change our project name. For example, my HDK project to the simple stop project and save this file. The next step is to ask ChatGPT or any other AI, and don't be shameful for asking things from AI. It is really good. AI will help you. For example, I ask it, give me a really simple code to create an sub node with HDK, Houdini HDK. It has a parameter template too, but with no parameter. Because every node should have parameter template. Parameter template is something that you can introduce parameter and you can use those parameter to drive your logic inside cook my sub. We can make our CMake project, then add the code to our file, but I prefer first I add my code to my files, then create the CMake project. Let me open my header file first. This part is for header. I copy that to simple.h and save this one. And this is CPP file. We have to paste that in our CPP file. Control S, and this is it. Each node, we have to register our node to Houdini, to the Houdini operator table, as you can see here. Because Houdini needs to know this is a new surface operator, and where is it in the menu? And this part is the registration. It is really important. And we can add it to our CPP file, anywhere in this file, for example, here. And let me cut and paste these two lines here. Okay. The other things is our header file name is simple sub. Here we should have include our header file. We have to change the name, simple sub.h, and save this file and exit. Something I noticed in our CPP file, we have two lineup, including the header file. I will delete this line and change this one, simple sub, and save the file. It's time to create our project with CMake. The first thing we should do, we should create, we should create an empty folder, new folder, and the name is build. And we're going inside this folder. Let me close this VS Code. Okay. I can hold Shift and right click, open PowerShell window here, and it opens a PowerShell based on this location. But maybe some of you don't have PowerShell and you want to use a CMD. It's okay. I open CMD and I use this command to go to this folder. cd-d, and here I can copy this path and paste it here with right click and press enter. And now we are inside this build folder, and here is really tricky. The command you have to use is CMake space ... But I cannot use this command in my case because I have two versions of Visual Studio. I have Visual Studio 2022 and I have Visual Studio 2026. If I use this command without any parameter, it creates my project based on Visual Studio 2026, and Houdini does not recognize the project and it gives you an error, and you cannot compile, or you can compile but you cannot see your node inside Houdini. In my case, because of having two versions of Visual Studio, I have to add a parameter. But if you only have Visual Studio 2022, this CMake space dot is okay, and you can hit the enter and it creates a CMake project for you. But for me, I have to add -G and two double quotation Visual Studio, because I have to tell my CMake use Visual Studio. I think Visual Studio 2017, and after that -A x64. I think the code is it is the correct code, but let me check the code and I will come back if my code is okay or not. Another important thing I forgot to do, this line, the version of CMake must match to version of your CMake that you installed on your Windows. For example, I open CMake GUI, and from here I know my CMake version is 4.2.3. So I have changed this one for 2.3 and save my CMake list file. Now we are in this path, simple node build in our command prompt, and we have this command and hit enter, and CMake starts to create a Visual Studio project for you. And we can double click on this file with the SLN format and it opens the CMake project. Other thing we should do, we should create a DSO folder inside document Houdini. For example, in my case, Houdini 21. This is one of the paths Houdini looking for in the startup for loading plugins. And when you compile from Visual Studio, compile your plugin, it is automatically create the DLL file here. Another thing is really important. You can add an environment variable inside Houdini.env inside the Houdini 21 inside documents. This line is really important. Houdini DSO error equal to 2, and it gives you and it shows you error about if your DLL file has or plugin has a problem. It shows you in the console of Houdini the problem and you can fix it. This is really important. Now we are inside Visual Studio. The first thing we should do, we have to right click on our project, simple sub, and make it the default project, set as a startup project, and open up our header or CPP to see something at this, and then build from the build. Maybe you cannot see this menu because I cut the screen. Inside build menu, build simple sub, and we are waiting if our code has any problem. No, this doesn't have any problem. I have to change something. Our logic or any logic, any function, we have to write inside this cook my sub. For make it simpler, we do not have those lines. This function only can return an error, and this is we have to have this line, and without it, if I build simple sub, see, it gives us an error, return, and build it again. When we build our project, the Visual Studio automatically creates a DLL file inside DLL and other file. And our Houdini looking for this DLL file and load up our node. But I have to change two things because we can introduce the submenu here. I want to change something here because I want to create a menu, custom menu for my node. Here I can create a pointer OP operator OP equal to new operator and then from table at operator OP and again above that OP at submenu. Let me at OP or OP sub. Okay, set OP tab submenu path. Here I can create my submenu custom node and semicolon, then build it again. Okay, this is it. I can open Houdini from Visual Studio, or I can open Houdini manually from Start menu. Couldn't load, simple sub missing version info. Okay. This message is from that environment that we are set inside Houdini environment, and it says include this one inside your CPP file. I can close this one and here Control S, build it again. Again, we open Houdini. It opens without any error. We have to create a geometry, and as you can see, we have custom node, and this custom node, because of this line, says OP tab submenu custom node, and we can select our simple node, and this is the really simple surface operator node, and we can test our things from the documentation inside this node. For example, I want to tell the console whenever I create my node, write something. We can here include IO stream and here the logic city there, hello from simple sub and line and build it again. And I can open up the Houdini manually, but this time I want to open it from Visual Studio, from configuration properties, debugging. Here I can introduce the Houdini executable file. I think Edge hnd steam.exe, apply, and from debug, you cannot see from debug menu start without debugging. It automatically open Houdini from here, and you can test your node. Waiting for Houdini, and this is it. Okay, let's test our custom node with that message to print to the console. At first, it does not work because this node needs an input, for example, a null, and immediately after attaching the null node, you can see that message inside the console, and right now it is ready to test your codes from the documentation inside this node. And this is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.